Hey, what manga fans? I'm back. Yeah, no, I'm kind of late to the party on this one. I did read it when it came, did read it the other day, but I got lazy and didn't do the review. And I read it a couple hours ago, and so yeah, I got lazy. Just really got a wine run so lazy lately. So I just got spots on my wrist. So that's sort of here. Yeah, you can see sometimes I'm itchy. It's weird. Alright, have you on chapter 36 of the JoJoLands? It was what the story arc shaped up to be. Also, we got set up. We do not know. So obviously, what's been going on is they're getting under a stand attack. Who knows who the owner, but who's the user? We don't know yet. And we can't wait for this arc to end to see who the user is. So those, it's one of those battles that just focuses on the stand and keeping the user's identity a mystery until the defeat. Like I think it was High Priestess or Empress. Can't remember which one. In part 3, Midlife, I think her name was. User. She was defeated. They beat her dead, and she wasn't. The full body wasn't even revealed much. We see it was just a torso and stuff. I don't think Papa had any of that. Like, trying to think. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to think of what stand barrels in each part. Then if each part had all this, there was a copy of each part. Going to comment on much what happens in part 7 and 8. But I do plan to re-review those series because my previous reviews weren't really that satisfying to me. So yeah, I want to do it better this time. But that's with hindsight. But we do those reviews with hindsight. And everything that happened in the story might be interesting. Because one of my favorites part 8 is the character deaths. Kay's death was just something I didn't like. Kay barely did anything throughout the entirety of part 8 since her debut with an awesome stand born this way. Surely she didn't have to participate in stand battles, but she could have been actively helping Josuke. Yeah, one of his few allies in the Higashigara house. Just so sad she got relegated back, or like Rocky just forgot about her. Real disappointment. Anyway. I mean, there was an exception to that rule. There was Red Hot Chili Pepper, but whose user is Akira Toishi. But that was more a way to keep the character. That's more of a chapter spanning mystery instead of a arc mystery. As they don't even browse Red Hot Chili Pepper until Akira Toishi debuts. I mean, yeah, I know, okay, I said that before, but you get what I mean. I don't think of anything much. If you know more about these types of battles, let me know in the comments, because, you know, I'm not a hardcore fan, but I love JoJo. Where's gay spots? Anyway, so you can really see part 6's art style, part 9's art style coming to its own. That's a common thing with JoJo. How the series starts, and the part starts with these previous parts art style, but slowly morphs into its own style. And it's gonna be pretty weird seeing part by my characters early on look completely different to what we know now. That's going to be one hell of a weird thing to look through. Okay, it's common to see that in JoJo. You see the part, it's also the part uses the same also as the previous part before coming to his own. Examples are Stardust Crusaders. As parts 1 and 2 were written together, they have the same art style. Actually, part 2's art style was slightly different. More refined designs compared to part 1, which are typical 80s designs in terms of the art. So, yeah, we did change that. Back on the way. Again, the influence of the stand, which is still unknown currently, but mostly it will get named in the release of the next volume once this arc concludes. But I did my review on Alpha a few days ago. I mentioned how we only got 3 volumes. Well, now we got a full review of the 4th volume. You know, I complaints on that series so far. I do like it, but I prefer the game more. And it's not in a different medium, but just how it handles some things I don't like. It makes it really bad, but bad of it. Just also try to rush with specific stories. I remember there's some chapters or something. I don't fucking know. Anyway, so well, that means this is a stand attack. Who's attacking them? They definitely have to some. So JoJo's and they should remove those stickers. JoJo's has used her smooth operators. Yes, JoJo has been confirmed as if as uses she/her pronouns. It's only one character. Not a clue, but I may say she from now on. Not trying to be offensive. I did something similar with my review on Kinoja back in 2023. Which was one of the main characters, Rita Kanowski, is a non-binary character, so they use they/them pronouns. I had to call her she for the entirety of the series. I made sure I explained every time I did. That's about why I was saying all her that. Not to offend anyone, just for convenience. But anyway, if they still use they/them pronouns, then when they switch back to that, I mentioned they used to add with hindsight to be able to reread the part with all that knowledge. So look forward to that in a couple of years. Hey, JoJo uses a smooth operators to try to get the stickers up, but she has experienced something similar to Usagi. As we find out, she had a boyfriend once, her first boyfriend. But she ended up sealing for them to get jawline surgery. Yeah, JoJo's not exactly that morally great person. I think JoJo was the first JoJo with a sibling. I think. Let me just speak first through. Jonathan, how many siblings? Look at Joseph. You know, JoJo, Josuke, yeah, he was neither. Jono as well. Joey. Yeah. No. Actually, no. The first JoJo was saying that was actually Johnny Joestar with his brother. So he's the first JoJo with a sibling, but Jody was the first JoJo with an active sibling, who was also a stand user. And I really hope we get to see Josuke someday. I'm really hoping we get to see what happened to Josuke and the other Part 8 characters in a decade spanning time since the ending of Parts 8. Since we're now in the 2020s in this series. Maybe someone will take them all the way to Japan. Or maybe Josuke is visited in Hawaii on vacation or something. So, leave in the comments, how will you get Jody and Josuke to meet? Like, will you get Josuke to come to Hawaii, or have Jody or this guy go to Japan? Because I'm curious to know how they might meet. Well, they gotta include They include him. They included Johnny Joestar's story, because obviously by the time Part 8 started, he was already dead, because he was born in he lived throughout the 19th century. But Josuke is the first JoJo to be alive in his continuity. In the end, Johnny got the same fate as Jonathan. JoJo's who were killed. Who were killed in action. Doing them not to each other. But yeah, Josuke is the first JoJo to be alive in this new continuity, and so he's gotta be meeting JoJo at some point. And I wonder if they're gonna evolve November Rain to be a punching ghost. I hope not, because I like the punching ghost part of JoJo. I think it should stay the way it is, because it can allow stab outs get pretty creative instead of punching your way out. It's about true strategy. Anyway. The attack on Dragona ends up injuring an elephant, causing a stampede. Well, that stampede happens, and JoJo tries to take Slipper off. Anyway, when Dragona was trying to use those smooth operators, she somehow had to come in a wire to the elephant cage, to the elephant's part of the zoo. So it's easy, it seems to manipulate your mind as well. We also know that with JoJo, well, I see a big effect too, but her JoJo's best boyfriend actually being a total dick as well. Never really liked JoJo, and basically the bastard still has one of JoJo's items, so JoJo is politely goes and asks for it back. And you can see here, JoJo's not trying to put towards a confrontation on anything. He's just asking to have it back, genuinely, nicely. He's not saying anything bad about the douchebag. He's just asking for the brush back, but uses and even has a gun. JoJo just walks past him and go gets the using the Rain's ability to knock the gun out of the guy's head. but that bastard still ended up shooting him when after getting independent. And of course, this they got born under the Joestar birthmark. And what's worse, even though he clearly shot him first, with JoJo not even instigating the fight, JoJo did not instigate the fight at all. Yet the man was still let go, claiming it was self-defense. So obviously the judge must have been paid off. Most of the judge got paid off. Bribed. Because self-defense, my ass. Nothing was broken. The guy had no damage. Well, yeah, the guy definitely had damage to his body. But that's due to November rain. And he won't be able to, and, well, they won't be able to explain how JoJo did that, so they can't pin the blame on him either for self-defense. Also, just a hand injury, how could it be self-defense? So yeah, obviously that judge is corrupt. Since the boy has a character design, seriously, he may come back at some point in the future and play a role in the story. Maybe he becomes an enemy stand user, and JoJo was the one to take that son of a bitch down as payback for the shot. Or something like that, I don't know. But he's definitely going to come back some point in the future. So, yeah, somehow, the stand ability, the user somehow knows about JoJo's past, including a school bus incident. But only JoJo and Dragola knows that. So that's when the urban stampede happened. Thanks to the Matakudo's eye, I'm actually out there safely. Jonesy will pick up they're after the stone, they're after the rock as well. And he seems to know a lot about them. Known them for quite a while. That's interesting. Who are they? How do they get the information? Usagi can probably understand through a lot of personal items at home, but no way. There's specific parts of their past that no one should know about. Somehow, I'm sure they found out about Paco studies, yes, but how do you know about the school bus incident? JoJo and Dragon are the only two who know about that incident. Although JoJo was sitting on the bench at the time. So this stand, whoever the user is mysterious. But that's the whole point. I cannot wait for it. So yeah, they're after the lava rock as well. I know all about them. So I've been watching for quite a while now. Is this the guy in the new main antagonist? Hey, JoJo. So they may know where the lava rock is, but they haven't figured out the code. So JoJo plans to use Tentrum Bite of Lions, use the drop out lions to get the stickers off, because if someone else tries to remove the stand instead of the basically if they try to remove the stand, the sense of the perception changes, like with Jagoda earlier. So, just interesting. And the characters work well together now. See, they come a lot closer in the past couple of months since Act 1. Like, think about how these characters were when they started. These four weren't exactly close, either Johnny and Dragola, mainly because they're siblings. But these characters work close to each other. So, and now they come a lot closer, more of like a ragtag group of friends. I'm curious to see how the story will actually end. Arla's definitely the final boss. We still don't know his Stan's ability. Well, we got to meet it and know its name. So Hala's definitely the final antagonist. Though, when it comes to antagonists in JoJo, they must be dark. They must have a when it comes to some antagonists, they can usually have be a dark version of the protagonist. Like say, Dio and Jonathan, they're total opposites. Dio grew up poor with an abusive father. Jonathan grew up in a happy life with a single father in a with a lot of money and wealth. Yet their perceptions shifted differently. Dio is a cruel, twisted person. Jonathan is a kind person. Shows that they're polar opposites to each other, yet mirror reflections at the same time. Not good, this type of thing, but you get my point. Anyway, that's where the chapter ends. Jonathan used the powers of the lion's strength to get the stickers off. But would taking the stickers off damage the user? Are they like a sentient stick? Like, that's the question when you need to think about. Do they damage the will they damage the user once they're hit? Since there are multiple of them. Those types of stickers don't do damage to the user unless they spring from a specific source. So who knows what they're going to be going with, but hey, I can't wait where the story goes. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy my content. Please subscribe. I want to see more scratch on the future. I'm so sorry for me being lazy. It's a habit I really haven't broken off, but I really want to. I do like to break out a bit. So, yeah. Yeah, news lately? No. But we got our first special look at Volume 7 of Steelbook 1 in English. And more chapters will come out. So, the final volume releases in August, so we should be getting a reveal around July. We also got our first trailer for Shinobi, one of our first manga trailers for Shinobi Undercover in English. I haven't bought it yet. But I did view the first arc recently, so. Although, this is my last video last month, we got an announcement about Kagurabachi anime coming out in 2027. Yep, Kagurabachi's getting an anime back in time. I haven't done a video on that, but anyway, thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Super Jump out.